Hola, bienvenido a multilinguals.com Learn Spanish. Today we will discuss gender in Spanish. So let's begin. In English, nouns don't have gender, so it's fairly easy to use them. However, in Spanish, every single noun has a gender, so words can be masculine or feminine. Each of them has a distinct gender, so we have to know each noun to know how to use it, because each of them is going to be different. So for example, here in the video, I can see a sunflower. A sunflower in Spanish would be girasol. Girasol. It literally means turns sun. Girasol. This word, girasol, is masculine. So in Spanish, a sunflower, we are going to think about a sunflower always as a masculine thing. We can also see a bee. In Spanish, bee is abeja. 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 Abeja is a feminine word. So whenever we think of a bee, for us, it's a feminine thing. Abeja. We can also see the sky. The sky in Spanish would be cielo. Cielo. And that word is masculine. Cielo. And we can also see clouds. Clouds in Spanish is nubes. Nubes. And the clouds are feminine in Spanish. So as you see here, each word has a different gender, and that affects the way we think and the way we treat words. Some of the things that are masculine, for example, and easy to remember by group are the days of the week. The days of the week are los días de la semana. The days of the week. Los días de la semana. Días, meaning days, is masculine, días, and semana, week, semana, is feminine. So all of the days of the week are masculine. When we refer to them, they are all masculine always. So they are Monday, lunes, lunes. Tuesday, martes, martes. Miércoles, miércoles. That's Wednesday. Miércoles. Jueves, jueves. Jueves. Thursday. Viernes, viernes. Friday. Sábado, sábado. Saturday, sábado. And domingo. Domingo means Sunday. The days of the week are lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. And they are all masculine. The numbers are also masculine. Los números, the numbers. For example, we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From 1 to 10, and all of the numbers are masculine. The months of the year are also masculine. Los meses del año. The word meses, months, is masculine also, and año is masculine also, year. Los meses del año. And the months of the year are enero, enero, January, enero, febrero, 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 February, marzo, Mars, marzo, abril, abril, April, mayo, mayo or mayo, 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 mayo means May, junio, junio, June, junio, July, julio, julio, August, agosto, agosto, agosto. September, septiembre, septiembre. October, octubre, octubre. November, noviembre, noviembre. December, diciembre, diciembre, diciembre. All of the months of the year are masculine. So here we have a mix. These are the seasons of the year. Las estaciones del año. Las estaciones del año. So for example, the word estación means season in this context, but it also means station, as in train station. And the word estación is feminine. Las estaciones del año. There are some seasons that are masculine and there's one that is feminine. Okay, so pay attention. So we have winter, which is invierno. Invierno, masculine, invierno. We have summer, which is verano. Verano, verano. Also masculine. We have autumn, fall, otoño. Otoño, otoño. So those three are masculine. But then we have spring, which is feminine. Spring, primavera. Primavera. Think of a flower, think something feminine. Primavera is feminine. It's the only season that is feminine. So those are in general the groups that are always masculine. Now let's talk about groups. Easy to remember that are all feminine. So we have, for example, the letters of the alphabet. They are all feminine. So when we talk about them, we always refer to them as being feminine, okay? Las letras. So for example, we have A, B, C, D, E. They are all feminine. No matter what they are called, they are all feminine. Also, when we talk about qualities, in general, they are always feminine. I say in general because we have a quality such as love, which is amor. Amor. Amor is masculine, unfortunately, but most of the qualities are feminine. And I say most because we're going to see in this video that even though we have rules, like great groups, in general, we can say that there's always an exception to the rule. That's tricky about Spanish, that you have these rules and then you have this word that doesn't fall into any of the rules, but it's an exception, and we're going to discuss those either. So mainly, we can say that qualities are mainly feminine, such as, for example, felicidad. Felicidad, which means happiness. Felicidad. We can also say tristeza. Tristeza, feminine, tristeza. Then we have paz, paz, peace, paz. So we have these qualities such as, for example, felicidad, happiness, felicidad, felicidad. Then we have sadness, tristeza, tristeza, tristeza. Then we have peace, paz, paz. Strength, fuerza, fuerza. All of these qualities are feminine. And then we have some rules. So for example, masculine nouns can end in O, MA, or consonants other than G and Z, or they can end also in E. We are going to use these four rules generally when we refer to masculine nouns. Generally, because we will see that there are exceptions. In general, feminine nouns are going to end in A, ION, the consonants D and Z, and also in E. So we will discuss some examples. So let's start with the rules for masculine nouns, words that end in O. Generally, when you see a noun that ends in an O, it's a masculine. That is like a big rule. It has exceptions, but generally, whenever you see a noun ended in O, it's masculine, such as, for example, auto, auto, carro, carro. Both mean car. It depends on where you are, in what country you are, that you're going to say auto or carro. Both mean car. Edificio, edificio, building, edificio. Cielo, cielo, sky. So when you look at this video, you can see a car, auto, you can see the sky, cielo, you can see a building, edificio, you can see a carro, auto also. All of them are masculine. Words that end in MA are generally masculine, such as idioma, 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 language, idioma. ¿Qué idioma hablas? Idioma. Programa, programa, program, programa. Tema, tema. Subject, tema, tema. Words ended in MA are generally masculine. Also, words that end in one of the vowels with an accent, with a stress mark. Remember, the name of the stress mark is tilde. Whenever we have a word that ends in one of these vowels with a tilde, we know that it's generally a masculine noun, such as colibrí, colibrí, hummingbird, colibrí. Ñandú, ñandú. It's a bird similar to the ostrich. I think it might be called Ria or Rea or something like that. Ñandú. Then we have ají, ají, which is a chili pepper. Ají. Masculine nouns are words that end with any consonant except D and Z, such as, for example, árbol, árbol, the tree. You can see a tree in the video, árbol. You can see the sun, sol, sol, sol. And we can see color, 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 árbol, sol, color. Also, words that end with E. Well, this one is really tricky because it's in both categories. It can be feminine or masculine, all right? But there are many, many words that end in E that are masculine, such as perfume, perfume, perfume. We can see some makeup, maquillaje, 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 both are possible. Maquillaje, makeup. And we can see they are on a shelf. Estante, estante, estante. All these words are masculine. Now let's check out the categories for the feminine nouns. So feminine words are nouns usually ended in A, such as enfermera, nurse, enfermera, lapicera, lapicera, pen, computadora, computadora, computer. All of these words end in A, so the big rule generally is when you have a word ended in A is feminine, ended in O is masculine, right? But there are exceptions. But for most words, this is the rule. Also, feminine nouns end in D and Z. Before we said that all nouns ended in consonants other than D and Z were masculine, the ones that end in D and Z are feminine, such as enfermedad, enfermedad, disease, nariz, nariz, nose, luz, luz, light. Also, feminine nouns end in ion, such as canción, canción, song, habitación, habitación, room, inspiración, inspiración, inspiration, canción, habitación, inspiración. Now let's talk about the exceptions, and this is why people find it difficult to learn the nouns gender in Spanish, because whereas most of the nouns ended in O are masculine, there are some exceptions, such as these ones that end in O or E or a consonant other than D or Z, that are feminine, such as photo, photo, picture, mano, mano, hand, radio, 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 llave, llave, key, llave, llave, calle, calle, street, calle, calle, flor, flower, flor, piel, skin, piel, piel. All of these are exceptions to the masculine ending nouns, right? So all of these words are feminine. Foto, mano, radio, llave, calle, flor, piel. Also, some exceptions to the feminine nouns. These ones, because of their endings, should be feminine, but are not. They are masculine, such as agua, agua. It ends with an A, but it's masculine. Agua. Día, also masculine. Day, día. Agua, water. Day, día. Huésped, host, huésped. Arroz, rice, arroz. All of these should be feminine, but they're not. They're masculine. So in the end, we saw all these rules, but then we saw the exceptions to the rules. So how do you know whether a noun is masculine or feminine? You can apply the rules, and in most cases, you're going to be just fine. But then you're going to meet an exception, and they're going to tell you that's not masculine, is feminine, or vice versa. So the trick is for you to learn the nouns and their gender by heart. Like you learn a word and you learn whether it is masculine or feminine. I know it sounds hard, it sounds time consuming and complicated, but with most languages such as French, for example, Portuguese, you have to do that. You have to learn the nouns by heart and know whether they're feminine or masculine. But if it is any consolation, if you understand all of the words from this video, if you memorize them, you have already learned 70 plus words. So imagine that. With this video, if you know all of the words in this video, you have 70 plus nouns that you already know whether there's masculine or feminine. Okay, so this is all for this video. I hope you liked it. And in the next video, we're going to talk about number of nouns. So see you in the next video.